LATD Nation, welcome back to the channel, man. Of course, this your host, Jay.
And RG for the 843.
And we back with another quick episode review of Lanterns, Season 1, Episode 2.
Yes, sir.
We already did a little rapid review on it on our shorts page, as well as a theory about who the Manhunters could be.
Okay.
Y'all check that out.
Yes, sir. Definitely run that up.
Yeah, let me know what y'all think. But anyway, what's your thoughts on the episode so far?
So I think so far, for with this show, just in general, I say so far it's been off to a good start. It's about 8 episodes in this season, so they got a lot of ground to cover still. But I like the direction the story's moving in. This episode, it saw John and Hal kind of being separate and kind of how they work in different settings in different areas with different people. I would say Hal's was more of, out of the two, actually, I think both served the story well. You have John going all the way back to Coast City to get Hal's lantern because the ring is low on power.
Like 5%.
Yeah, and then you've got Hal staying back in town in Nebraska to uncover the bodies of the day aliens that they discovered on the field, or the police discovered on the field in the first episode. So, yeah, I like what they did. A lot of good comedic elements, especially for Hal's perspective. I think that was very funny. I would say that John's was more serious, kind of more sort of almost getting into this conspiracy because he's kidnapped by like this society or whatever the case may be.
Something like that.
Yeah, like this. I don't want to say cult, but kind of like an organization.
Like an organization. There's pretty much aliens essentially.
Yeah.
Trying to find who's the manhunter in Rushville.
Yeah, because there's a manhunter. There's a lone manhunter in town.
Right.
I thought it can take the form of anybody, of course.
And that's where my theory came from. I'm starting to think, and also from one of the trailers, like I mentioned in the video, one of them turns into starts shape shifting from like a way a Martian would, Yeah. And then their outfit is very reminiscent of a Martian's outfit, where they got the X kind of looking straps, almost like a bandolier, Mm-hmm. And so that's why I started thinking they could be white Martians.
Okay.
Because the white Martians are the ostracized, like I mentioned in the video, are the ostracized version.
That's crazy that there's still Martian racism. That's crazy.
And see, I didn't want to say this on the video, but essentially they're the black people of
but they
Martians.
White, ironically.
But they white, ironically. But
you ain't green enough for me, get away from me.
Exactly, like the white Martians are essentially the black people of the Martian race, and ain't that a bitch? And they one of the main villains of almost any DC story not almost any, but
maybe intergalactic.
Yeah,
dealing
DC
with
stories
maybe Green Lanterns and stuff like that.
No, I wouldn't even say that, but they're more like Justice League level. I remember in that one story, Dark Knights of Steel,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a medieval version of the heroes we know.
Yeah,
Elseworld story. The White Martians were the main villains.
Okay, yeah.
And they took the form of the White Martians. Almost every single time they're the villain is part of them, which is kind of fucked up when you think about it, especially when they're
what they are.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so when they transform, like I mentioned, you see the X shape type, and then they got a red shirt on. It looks like a shirt and a uniform rather than just one robotic body.
Okay,
you feel me? And also, I noticed that the chin was white. Their head looked fully white. Granted, they might be fully white because we only get to see their chin. So that's why I started thinking that maybe the Guardians of the Universe recruited the Martians, the white Martians to be specific, and eventually they went rogue because of all the maybe the ostracism, because there's a theme of racism in here too.
Because there definitely is an overarching theme of that. They're not shying away from that, especially from John's perspective. But yeah, I think so far what I like the most about this episode in comparison to the first is that it kind of delves further into not just the Lantern's history, not just Hal's history, but also kind of goes into, I guess you could say, this broader conspiracy that's going on in Rushville. You're seeing that there's more to what's going on than meets the eye, of course,
right.
Naturally.
Right, because everybody's essentially pretty young in that town.
Yeah.
Even even Carrie,
the
Carrie,
sheriff,
the sheriff Carrie, her father-in-law is like 60 something, but he looks hella young, and he's not that much older than his son supposedly. So I watched a new Rockstars video breaking down breaking down the episode, and they said that maybe their aliens, the people in the town, could be aliens too.
Okay, yeah.
That's
so kind of a reverse.
Kind of like a reverse, yeah. And I'm thinking like maybe there's not one just one manhunter, maybe the whole town.
There's one that they know of.
Right. There's one that they know of, but maybe the whole town is like the town of manhunters because they take over. They pretty much take over different sectors and try to destroy them because in order to keep the peace, they're essentially like Ultron.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But my thought is like I agree with what you were saying though about this episode. I think it's very interesting how they're introducing a lot of this stuff now rather than further in the future.
Yeah, they're peeling a lot of layers back soon, which makes you question how much more there is to what's going on. Mm-hmm. It makes you question what's really. One thing I also about this episode that's definitely a highlight is that John, he has the ring at the beginning of the episode, and Hal's trying to teach him how to fly, and when he takes the ring off and he gives it back to Hal, when he imagines the bird stays with him throughout the entire episode.
And that's the one thing I really like because they really try to show John as being this stoic character who's like tries to be devoid of emotion apparently.
But you can tell that he has a good heart deep down there. Yeah. He's a sensitive guy.
Exactly. And the bird was a manifestation of that because when he was thinking flight, that's what showed up.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see the next episode too because I saw the trailer for the next episode and it looks like they're going to get into John's backstory and why he is the way he is.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that because I feel like they kind of went a little bit more into Hal a little bit as far as like his history, not too in depth, but you see, his house like I mentioned and where he lives and the fact that he's lived in that house for 8 years, but he doesn't have any furniture, which kind of signals the fact that he's kind of always on the move. He doesn't really, this is the house, but it's not a home.
Right, exactly. And you can tell, like, honestly, I don't really care to see, well, I won't say that. I'm not really, like, that concerned about looking at John or Hal's backstory.
Yeah.
Because we can kind of tell what he's going through based off of how he's acting in the show. You can tell he's very jaded and very closed off. Like he's been doing this job for a long time.
Too long.
Like he don't want to give it up, but at the same time,
what else is there once he's done? Because
exactly.
He's dedicated his whole life to this.
Exactly.
Now, but what I will say is that they pair him with Carrie a little bit more so on their own in this episode. And it kind of leads into the idea that maybe there's a little bit more to the surface than just two people working together, even though her husband is his lawyer.
Right.
But you can tell that there's kind of some estrangement between them two. They haven't said exactly what it is. So that's a very interesting plot detail that I want to see expounded on more and more as the season goes.
And then on top of that, her mother-in-law is
yeah, it's definitely got eyes for John.
Exactly. And
for sure.
Exactly. And that's why, like I mentioned, I really do like Hal's like personality in this, how he's kind of an asshole and he's just like you said, he's been doing this too long. And one thing that I noticed too, and that they point out in the episode,
he got to a point to where he almost feel like he's invincible, not to cut you off, because when you're doing stuff like breaking into
a hospital,
you're breaking
or a morgue.
Yeah, you're breaking into the town morgue. You're stealing the bodies. Mm-hmm. You are essentially acting as your own authority, which I mean, I get it to a degree because obviously he is a Green Lantern, so his authority technically is ranked higher than anybody in that town.
And I think they even try to pull rank too.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's the idea that he's got to a point to where he thinks that he's bigger than the program essentially. Even when when they tried to step onto the ranch and he is shot.
You're right.
So it's like he's almost feels like he's invincible at this point,
Like even though he kind of is bigger than the program, or at least he should be.
Yeah.
But that's where another little theory comes in. I think the lady Carrie, is really just more or less trying to warn him rather than keep him away.
That's what I think. I think that she knows something, and there's more to what is going on that she's aware of that she's trying to keep him from.
Exactly. Not even to keep him from because she's afraid that she'll get caught, but she's afraid for him.
Yeah.
So it's trying to protect him in a crazy way. I could be wrong, but all I know is I really do enjoy this episode, and I'm enjoying the show overall.
Oh, for sure.
I like how even though there have been some criticism with John being a little too stoic and being a little bit too emotionless.
It's only been 2 episodes.
Yeah, I know. Shout out Cuss Creep on TikTok, but he said that. But the thing is, it seems they're like, yeah, he's a little bit stoic and whatnot, but I think there's more to that though. He's not this way for no reason.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like,
for sure. You can tell even like with the beginning of the series, like from when his father is introduced, that probably played a huge role.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, it had
to. Yeah. I totally agree. Because you mean to tell me you doing William Tell with a fully loaded pistol
with your
not
probably 10-year-old at most son, maybe 12.
Exactly. But yeah, Aaron Pierre is a good actor. Like he's not like he's not a bad actor. Like yeah, he's stoic and everything. And
but
I understand
that's what it's called for.
Yeah, but I understand why he says why shout out Cuss Creep said what he said. But at the same time, sometimes you just gotta know who the characters are, you know?
I agree with that. But one thing I will say that this episode, in my opinion, ended almost just as, if not more interestingly than last week's episode, because you know, it ends with Hal putting the suit on, and he put the suit on earlier than I thought. Because when John was at his house, you know, he told him to feed what we find out to be like this carnivorous, like probably alien plant, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's an alien plant.
Yeah, for sure. And when he's going through the closet where the lantern is, he sees one of the suits. He sees a few suits, in fact. So he brings the suit to Hal, even though Hal's like, I only wear it on special occasions now. And then you see him put it on at the end when he goes off to the Guardians planet where they're hiding, where they're keeping Sinestro.
Right.
And Sinestro, interestingly enough, when Hal asked him about, I think, Manhunters, Sinestro asked him about Jon Stewart.
Right.
So it's interesting because it's like, what does Sinestro know? Nigga, what do you know about John?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, too, because not only did he just mention John, he mentioned that he's the thing that Hal's most afraid of.
Yeah.
But because Hal knows that if John gets the ring, Hal is essentially out.
Yeah.
At least so they allude to.
Okay, yeah.
So I because I don't think they're gonna push Hal all the way out. I think they'll give him like another ring or something.
They'll do something with him.
Yeah, they'll do something with him, but
we'll see. The indication of the end of the first episode is, you know,
that he died.
Anything
but I don't
to
think
go
he
off by it, like, so I say I don't think that's the full story, the full side, because I don't think they would reveal that from day one.
Nah, not if there was more to it.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I said, I do agree with what you said about Sinestro and how he worded it was like, so the Manhunters, why are they the second most thing that you're afraid of? The second most. I'm like, word.
Yeah.
Like this is a really interesting show, and I really like how they do it because you wouldn't expect there to be like a big flashy. You wouldn't expect such a grounded approach to a big, flashy character like Green Lantern.
And I think that's what's really making it work because it's like they're kind of flipping the idea and the IP on its head a little bit.
Right. Like, sure, they would already be able to fly, but nah, the ring is broken. Or not broken. The ring is charged as low.
So they're finding ways to make being the Lantern as far as like the effects and just, you know, the power of the Lantern, they're finding a way to keep it grounded because they really ain't used the ring too much.
Not at all.
Not really.
They used it more for like information and recon purposes
than actual like fighting or anything like we haven't even really seen combat capabilities of the ring yet for real.
So far so good though, y'all, man. Like this is definitely an upgrade from Supergirl.
For sure.
Because like we said in the review,
boy, that thing right there,
like it wasn't even a bad movie by itself. It was just generic.
Yeah, very.
Man, but that's what made the movie bad too.
Yeah.
So it was in a way a bad movie.
But I'm glad that the DCU is definitely seemingly bouncing back. That seemed like it was a fluke. Now, hopefully this continues to be as good as it is, and then Clayface, we get that. That's good too. So so far they're back on a roll. I would say they're back doing their thing, and I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to report on it because this universe has a lot of potential. We still haven't got Batman in it yet. We still haven't got Wonder Woman in. So,
which I'm kind of okay with.
I'm fine with that, to be honest with you, because we've been seeing them characters for a decade, so it's good to see characters that we didn't get to see at all in the DCEU, like the Lanterns. Mm-hmm. So I'm not mad at this.
Yeah, because I feel like this is taking the approach of the MCU did with a lot of their lesser known characters that are B-list, C-list, hell, maybe even D-list characters, and bringing them up to the A, B, to the A's and the B's. You feel me?
I agree with that.
So I think that's the approach that they're going with, because, like you said, we never really seen Green Lantern ever since Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Since
20, yeah.
In the mainstream, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, with that being said, man, I've been Jay.
This has been Rodney.
We are LATD. We got more videos coming soon. Stay tuned. God bless y'all. Look at the details.
Yes, sir.
Peace.